Here are 4 suggestions. Number 1, help your student to examine his motives. If not careful, a student could be studying the Bible with a little bit of a selfish motive. Maybe just to simply gain more and more knowledge, or to gain the approval of others. Number 2, teach your student not to just love the wisdom in the Bible, but to love its author, Jehovah. Love for Jehovah is the best fertilizer for spiritual growth. Number 3, teach your student how to meditate and do deep research. This will help him to better understand and imitate Jehovah's way of thinking. And finally, number 4, let your student make his own decisions. If we impose our decisions on our Bible student, that would be like a farmer who impatiently grabs onto a young stalk of grain and pulls up on it, as if that would make it grow faster. That would be ridiculous and detrimental to the crop.
We've just been listening to Jared Lopes, a Bethelite from the Warwick, New York headquarters of Jehovah's Witnesses. He is giving the symposium item, "There is an appointed time for everything. Spiritual growth takes time." And Jared is giving his audience 4 top tips on how to help their Bible students to grow spiritually. Apparently, they need to examine the motives, make sure that the person isn't studying with Jehovah's Witnesses for ulterior motives, such as to gain knowledge, because we all know that Jehovah's Witnesses are a font of knowledge, and people will just study with them purely for academic purposes. So, okay, they also are concerned about motives in terms of people doing it to please others, which actually I think is quite realistic. I think lots of people, particularly young people who have Jehovah's Witness parents, will study with Jehovah's Witnesses to make other people happy. So it's interesting that they're highlighting this issue of motives when practically every young person who studies, who is raised in a Jehovah's Witness family, is doing it because they don't really feel like they have any other choice. Point number 2, teach them to love Jehovah. Apparently, love for Jehovah is like fertilizer or manure, you could say. The more fertilizer, I mean love for Jehovah, you apply, the more the student is going to grow spiritually. Students also need to be taught to meditate and do research. While meditation in a Jehovah's Witness context isn't really what meditation is for everyone else. It's nothing to do with kind of breathing exercises and clearing your mind and being at one with the universe and that kind of thing. Meditation, if you're a Jehovah's Witness, is just reading either the Jehovah's Witness Bible or Jehovah's Witness literature again and again and again, and really going overboard in trying to apply what you're reading to you personally, or find some kind of profound truth in whatever sentence or paragraph you're reading from the publications. That's essentially what meditation is in a Jehovah's Witness context. And research, well, it's ironic that he's encouraging Bible students to do research, or he's encouraging Jehovah's Witnesses to get their students to do research. I think if they were to do objective research, that would end the study. If they were to study in outside resources, if they were to look into, objectively what the Jehovah's Witness religion is all about and listen to testimonials from people who've had negative experiences with the organization, if they were to, look into the media reports, if they were to look into the court cases around child abuse, the various government inquiries and investigations that have been taking place, I think that would probably, again, bring the study to an end. But again, research in a Jehovah's Witness context means something a bit different. It means only reading Jehovah's Witness literature. Read it again, read it ad nauseum, until just through repetition, everything is just kind of stuck in your head and controlling everything in your life. And as for that fourth one about letting your student make decisions, how did he say this with a straight face?
Let your student make his own decisions. If we impose our decisions on our Bible student, that would be like a farmer who impatiently grabs onto a young stalk of grain and pulls up on it, as if that would make it grow faster.
So yes, apparently people studying with Jehovah's Witnesses are free to make their own decisions. Who knew? It's all just down to personal choice. You can just pretty much do what you want. And if you're a Jehovah's Witness, you need to let your student do what they want in their own way and in their own time. Only that's clearly not how it works when you're studying with Jehovah's Witnesses. And I couldn't help but remember this particular story, which was from the October 2021 JW broadcasting.
Cecilia was attending meetings regularly, but
instead of a skirt, she wore pants to the meeting.
so I chatted to Nancy, a sister who at the time was accompanying me to her study most weeks, so that we could try and figure out a way of helping her to make the change she needed to make. It took about a year of gently showing pictures, reviewing the Bible principles, but eventually she did get the point.
So I guess my question would be, which is it, Jared? Are we supposed to allow students to do what they want? Are we supposed to give them free rein to make decisions on basic things such as what clothes they wear to the meeting? Or are we supposed to, as we've been shown in this testimonial from 2021, are we supposed to pressure them to make a decision that makes us feel happy? A decision that needn't have any scriptural basis whatsoever, but it's just about satisfying Jehovah's Witness culture. Oh, we have this culture that women can't wear pants at the Kingdom Hall. I don't have any verses from the Bible to show you about this. Sorry, Cecilia. But if it takes me a year of shoving illustrations in your face and pressuring you, I'm damn well going to make sure that eventually you capitulate and stop wearing pants to the Kingdom Hall, because I'd rather you not do that. So which is it? I think what Jared Lopes, Warwick Bethelite, actually meant when he was telling Jehovah's Witnesses to let their Bible students make their own decisions, I think he meant to a degree, or don't necessarily force the issue straight away. Reason with them and give them some kind of time to get their act together, but don't be too forceful. I think that's probably what he actually meant, but that's clearly not what he said. He's giving the impression that when you study with Jehovah's Witnesses, you are in control and you are free to make your own decisions, which, if you think about it, is quite disingenuous, considering that there will be many sat in the audience who've been invited to the convention who aren't Jehovah's Witnesses, and they are being fed this false narrative that they're in control of their own decisions if they were to study with Jehovah's Witnesses.